Merry meet all of you. This is Jen with Jenny Demonic. How's it going? Today we have a lot to talk about. I am going to go over a obsession spell. It's called the Adam and Eve obsession spell. You probably have seen this one before in my videos. I did a shorter version. I think it was years ago. I do tell you in those videos, in the previous video, and I've probably talked about this in other videos too. I do tell you that the best time of the year to do this spell, and that is the reason why I'm talking about it today, is between March and let's say early June. So this is the time. This is the best time to do this spell. Excuse me. You can also try to do this spell like would say early September, but in that those are the best times. But the best time ever to do this spell is between, I would say, early March to early June. I wouldn't go beyond that. And so that's why today we're going to talk about this. And also because, you know, this is a spell that I recommend to a lot of clients, all the clients that I see on Zoom, and they say, Jen, while you're casting something for me, or even if you're not casting anything for me, what can I do on my own to put an obsession spell on someone, for someone to become obsessed with me? And this is typically my first go-to spell. It's a long spell, but it is successful in, I would say, 95% of the cases. Does it succeed every time? No, nothing succeeds 100% of the time. But I would say, for the most part, it is a strategy that has helped many, but it requires, this is a great spell, but it's really, really essential that you follow the instructions correctly. And unfortunately, the manufacturing of these candles, the manufacturing companies of these candles really don't help with that, because ever since I made the first video on these ones, the manufacturer company of these candles have changed their format of candles so many times. And if you know anything about me, you know that I tend to respect the format. I'm going to put the link below to my first video here, where it tells you what what kind of this type of candle works best for this spell. Unfortunately, that type of candle that I recommend, if you find it, great, go with that. That should be your first choice. But it's very difficult to find. Some of my clients have the fortune to live in cities where there are a lot of botanicas. And by botanicas, I don't mean the stores that sell flowers, but I mean the stores that sell candles. And so they go into this botanica with the picture of the candle that I gave them, which is right down below here as well. I'll put it down here. And they go there and they say, oh, okay, so this botanica has them. And that's because probably some botanicas have not sold those candles, and so you still have the older version of the candle, which is the one that I prefer. Unfortunately, when you buy on Amazon, or even when you buy directly on wisdomproduct.com, they tend to have this new version of the candle. This is a painful note, but that is the new version of the candle. I mean, it's pink. I do want you to get the pink one. Don't get the red one. We'll talk about it. But this is what you get as a new version of the candle. This is another older version of the candle, still pink, because I want you to start with pink, okay? But as you see, this is slightly bigger than this one. So it's not even the same format. But that is what you get if you buy. I bought two to see I ordered two to see what will come to me. if I were to, and then they don't even follow the same pattern. This one is bigger than this one. It looks like they, unfortunately, I have to say, whoever makes these puts less and less care into making these. So the original formulation of these required that you burn 3 pink candles consecutively. So one, you start on the first week, one, and then you proceed, well, when this one is over, you put this in the closet, and you start burning the second one. And when this one is over, you burn the third one, 3 pinks, and the fourth one should be a dichromatic, red and yellow. Why is it not here? Because I couldn't find it. So that there is a problem in finding the actual Adam and Eve's candles that I want you to use if you want to work on your own. We do have, when we do temple casting, we do have a supplier that makes them for us, but this supplier unfortunately refuses to sell in detail, so to people on Amazon, Etsy. So he makes them only for spellcasters, and they don't look like this anyways. So we do have, Diana uses an Adam and Eve with root. They don't burn this type of candles here. They have them homemade. It's a different process. That's why you guys pay more. Otherwise, it would be a video candle, quite honestly, and it wouldn't be a spell. So that's why you guys pay more, because it's a homemade. There's a process behind it, and it's a spell. So there's 3 at a time. It's a different story there. But I feel like the industry, unfortunately, has changed here when it comes to this. But you can still try. Some of my clients have been burning these because that's all they could find, and they still had a change. Speaking of change, I want to tell you that we do have a product on our site that is called Get His or Her Full Attention, and it's temple cast. And we started this product not too long ago, and we have received a very, very good reviews about our products, very good feedback. One of our clients actually said that she was in no contact with her target, and her target showed up at 3 p.m. During the day, wanted to talk, and then they ended up doing something else. And that was after weeks that they were not talking. And so she was particularly happy. And that I know that worked, because that was the only product she has ever bought from us. Then we have another client that is actually with us, has been with us for quite some time. And she says about this, I'm going to read it to you. After purchasing the Get His Attention spell, I noticed a significant change in my target. Our conversations are more in depth. I feel our bond is strengthening. I plan to continue purchase this spell in hopes that he will finally commit to me. So I feel like you guys should try to get his or her full attention if you haven't had the bond that you're hoping for. If you're trying to get closer to this target, I feel like you should try that. We have decided, based on these reviews, that we should do a Get His or Her Full Attention Plus. It's going to be below, because the Full Attention Plus is probably the one that you want if you have been trying to get closer to this target and things haven't happened yet. And it's cast for 45 days. So we block a chunk of time for you in the temple. 45 days, it's a long time. And I doubt that you will not see movement. I cannot guarantee anything, because every situation is different, and it really depends on where you are with the target. But this is a person, for example, that has been, with this target for I would say 7 years, 6 or 7 years. We have other clients. who have been in situations of no contact with the target and or targets that were in and out of their lives. And so I would say that they get his or her full attention if done consistently. So maybe you want to repeat that multiple times, depending on which version you get. Might actually help you in strengthening the bond and getting closer to your target. We have the original version there, which is the one that they purchased. And then we put on the get his full attention or get her full attention plus just yesterday, which is for 45 days casting. And we did so because some of our clients said, well, it should be cast longer, so we have more time to verify how close this person gets to us. So give it a shot, give it a try. It's going to be down below. Now, let's talk about this bad boy here. What do you need to cast the spell? In the original version of the spell that I gave you, you need to have one red rose. And you can buy this red rose for very cheap. If you live in the United States, you can buy a rose, one red rose at Walmart for like $5. You can buy it at any store, really, Ralph's, you know, they all have a flower section. You don't need more than one rose unless your name is really extremely long, okay? But the symbolism behind that is that out of that one rose come the name of you and your target. So you're gonna get one rose, and then you're gonna take out the petals, however many petals correspond to the letters of your name, and however many petals correspond to the letters of his name. So if your name is Jane, for example, Jane, you're gonna get 4 petals out of that rose. If his name is Nick, okay, Nick, are the 4 petals out of that rose, which means you will have 8 petals out of that rose. Then you can dispose the rest of the rose. Now, those 8 petals, you're going to also have the Adam and Eve oil that you can find everywhere. Thank God they didn't change anything. I like this one. Don't buy other kinds. Again, we're going with the India products. I am not affiliated with India products. And I also like to add some come to me oil to this. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your bathtub. You need to have a bathtub, guys. So if you if you live in an apartment where all you have is a shower and you don't have a bathtub, you're gonna have to rent a room where there's a at a hotel where there's a bathtub, because the first night of each set that you light up this candle, you need to also take a bath. So here's how it works. You have 8 petals now. If your name is Jane and his name is Nick, or however many petals correspond to, excuse me, the name of you and the name of him, or the name of you and the name of her. This doesn't matter, by the way, and also to get his her full attention. It doesn't matter the combinations here. You can be anyone, they can be anyone, male, female, transgender, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you're gonna get 3 drops of Adam and Eve in the bathtub. You put the water in, and then you put the petals, and then you put 3 drops in the bathtub of Adam and Eve, 3 drops in the bathtub of Come to Me. Now, in the original version, I only say 1 oil, but because we are having a different candle, okay, I suggest you double up with Adam and Eve and Come to Me. Because again, you can tell that I am not a fan of the modifications that they do about my Adam and Eve candle. This spell, I've done it so many times. I've been doing this spell ever since I was 12 years old. I kid you not. It's always worked for me. Did it work right away? No, sometimes it works the standard is it works 2 to 3 months after the last candle. And that's what, for the most part, it did. Sometimes I had to wait up to a year, 8 months to a year to see things manifesting. But that was in rare, extreme resistant cases. So this one has always worked for me. Now, I have not tried to get his or her full attention. I did tell my client, I'm like, okay, you gotta try that. I've never tried it. So these were like surprise feedbacks for me, because I'm like, really? I I just posted a sexual attraction spell that I know has worked for me, but I never tried that one. So I'm gonna try that one as well. Excuse me, I have my throat is a little bit irritated. It's allergy season, I guess. So as I was saying, 3 drops of Adam and Eve, 3 drops come to me in the bathtub along with your petals. Then, because again, we're talking about a different candle, excuse me, one thing that I like to add is this Indio Adam and Eve incense. And this is powder incense. Let me see if I can show this to you. So do you see here? It has powder. So what I did is I bought an incense burner, again, few bucks on Amazon, okay? And then I put the powder there and I just light it up with the matches. And it has a very strong smell. So I wouldn't recommend that you put a lot of powder in there. This is where you draw the bath. And then you go in the bathtub. And as you are in the bathtub, you're going to put 3 drops of Come to Me here. So again, it's going to go in here. It doesn't have to be more than 3 drops. And then 3 drops of Adam and Eve. You don't want to drown the stick, so you have to be very careful. Once you put the drops, it's good to kind of make sure, to make sure that the drops go like sort of to the edges of the glass, because you don't want to get this to the very center. Okay, so you want to make sure that when your candle burns or doesn't burn, whatever result that you get from the candle doesn't have to do with the fact that you put too much oil in it. Now, another thing that you need to do here, you need to scratch his or her name. So do not use, and I find myself repeating this quite a bit, because some client says, well, but if I scratch it, it doesn't look good, so I use a Sharpie pen. This, no. You're gonna have to get a like a pen and write down, John. And you don't need to write down the full name or the date of birth. You just need to write, if you are John wanting a Jane, you put Jane, you scratch Jane, like it was a lottery ticket, and you probably heard me saying that several times, Jane. If you are John wanting another guy, let's say the other guy name is Nick, you're gonna put Nick. If you are Jane and you want a Lisa, you're gonna put Lisa, okay? Or if you are Jane wanting a Nick, you're gonna put Nick. And you're just gonna scratch it here, Nick, okay? So this becomes a candle that represents Nick. Then once the oil is in here, and the candle is already inscribed with the name of your target, I recommend maybe you want to do the inscription of the name before you draw the bath, before you do the petals, before anything else, okay? Some clients also like to write Nick here with the pin. I don't disagree. I mean, I honestly feel like you are already telling the spirit who this candle is for, okay? If you want to do that, I don't disagree with that. You want to maybe inscribe the name here and then put the oil on top, that's fine by me. Again, I don't disagree with that. Then you get in the bathtub and you light this one up and you say, That's a good thing that they didn't change my formula in the back. So make sure that your candle does come, whatever version of the candle you get, that it does come with the formula in the back, because there is only and only one version of the prayer associated with the Adam and Eve obsession spell. If you get anything that looks different than this one, then you don't do the spell, or just do the spell, but just Google Adam and Eve prayer, because that, or Adam and Eve incantation spell. There is only one right incantation spell in the whole world for this obsession spell. So, and it is, may the power of the symbolic love of Adam and Eve make me strong, attractive, and desirable, so that I may enjoy your acts of love and kindness, and make your joyful powers of love everlasting, my beloved. You have to say my beloved at the bottom, which, by the way, they're not saying. My beloved, and the name of your target, Nick, Jane, John, or whatever the name is. See, I feel like these people are not as accurate in preparing spells for spell casting as they used to be. And that's very unfortunate, if you ask me, because this is not a practice of science, this is a practice of art. So the more you practice, the better you'll get and the better results you'll get. So let's recap here, because this is the right time to do the Adam and Eve obsession spell. And I know you guys have been waiting, some of you have been waiting to do this again. Let's start again by saying that if you find the right candle, of which I'm going to put the picture right below, okay, you should go with that candle, because that is the original Adam and Eve candle for the Adam and Eve obsession spell. Unfortunately, it's very hard to find these days. But if you find that one, you should get 3 of those. You should get 3 of those candles and 1 red and yellow dichromatic Adam and Eve candle. I will also put down a link for Wisdom products. Again, I am not affiliated with Wisdom products, but these are India products. And so India products are typically I would say, because I don't know why they do this, but typically are the best products for the Adam and Eve obsession spell, which has been an obsession spell that's been going on for ages. I mean, in Latin America, it has a very, very long tradition. So search for those candles, number 1. Then you go to Amazon and you order the Adam and Eve and Come to Me oil by India. They have to look like this, guys. I know they have like 7 sisters oils. I mean, there are other types of oils, but then the original Adam and Eve and Come to Me, they have to look like this. Okay. By the way, I don't get anything from them, but you know, this is how I do it, and this is how I know it works. So then if you want to add more power, you want to buy the powder incense of Adam and Eve, which is the one where you will need an incense burner. Okay. Then you're gonna go to Walmart and you're gonna buy a rose. And out of that rose, you're gonna take out petals that represent the letters of your name and your target's name, for a total of however many letters is your name and however many letters the target's name is. Then you're going to go to the bathroom and start inscribing your target's name here. Okay. Once you have done that, you're going to put 3 drops of Adam and Eve and 3 drops of Come to Me oil here. You're going to shake the candle so that it doesn't, they don't accumulate around the stick. You want the stick to be free to burn without being drowned by the oil. And then you're going to draw back, you put the petals in it, you put 3 drops of Adam and Eve and 3 drops of Come to Me. I forgot to tell you, do not put any soap in the bathtub. You're gonna go in there after you light up the candle and say the prayer. I would say the prayer 9 times consecutively also. And then once you have said the prayers 9 times consecutively while you're bathing, that's the beginning of your spell. So to make very, very clear, you go inside the bathtub, the candle is already burning, okay? So typically client, they put the bath is already drawn, the petals are already in the bathtub, the drops of oils are already in the bathtub. You're gonna, get in there completely with no soap, and the candle is typically by the edges of the bathtub so you can read the formula, and it's already burning. You have already lit up your candle by the time you're in the bathtub. You understand? So when the candle is in the bathtub, you're gonna start saying the May the Power formula, and continue say that for at least 9 times while you bathe in the petals, and use the petals as if the petals were soap. So running the petals of his name or your target's name and your name around your body. And once you have done that, you're going to get out of the bathtub, get the petals out of the bathtub, and drain the water, basically. And then you can put the petals near the candle. And if you need to go back in and take a shower because you're going to be oily, that's fine. But at that point, the spell has already been cast, okay? And then you're going to, the first night, you're going to burn this for about 20 minutes. The second night, you don't need to retake the bath, okay? The bath is only being taken the first night, each first night for each new candle, okay? So you have now started the first candle. You have taken the bath. You're gonna let this one burn for about 20 minutes, and you're gonna snuffle it down. Don't blow on it. The following night, you don't need to take a bath. You just put 3 drops of Adam and Eve and 3 drops of Come to Me, and light up the candle and say the formula 9 times. And then you let it burn a little more. And then you take it out, you snuff it out, and same thing the following night until it goes all the way down. And you observe how the glass becomes. If it becomes black, you can feel free to also make contact with me if you decide to do this spell and you want me to look at your glass. So then once this is all burned out, you put it away, you put it in your closet, don't toss it yet. And then you start the second one. When you start the second one, you're gonna have to again start like you did at the start of this one. So you're going to draw a bath, so buy another rose at Walmart or wherever, buy another rose, draw the petals out of the rose, put them in the bathtub, put the oils in the bathtub. So make sure you have enough oil for this. And then write the name here, inscribe the name here, put the oil here. If you want to put the name here, that's fine. Light up the candle, get in the tub, say the formula 9 times, bathe in the tub, and then come out, take the petals out. You get the game. You're gonna do this for 3 pink candles. The 4th one, and put them in the closet. The 4th one should be a red and yellow dichromatic candle. I'll see if I can put a picture of that, a link of a picture of that down below. And then you have now burned 4 candles. They're gonna stay in your closet for about a month, and then you can just dispose them in your trash. If you have a recycle bin, you can just put it in the recycle bin. That's it. You don't have to worry about it. Your spell energy has been released already. And then, typically you wait for 2 months or so, see what transpires. Sometimes it took me up to 9 months to a year. Okay, so if you during the year here. You don't see, for example, you did not, let's say, get close enough to have sexual relationship with this person, or to have a meaningful commitment or something. It's not to your liking. So, well, I got something, but I need to do something more. Then you can either do this again in September, or you can wait until the next spring. And if you're waiting until the next spring, I would say don't wait later than March. So now that this is between March and June. So I would say as soon as March comes, buy the candles, do it again. Keep tabs with me, check with me. Unfortunately, they again tend to change these formats and design of the candles quite often. I don't know why they do that, but feel free to check in with me and see what you find out there. Again, I want to tell you that get his or her full attention has a plus size, which will be cast for 45 days, and that it seems to be working for clients, and they have reported very good results on that. And with that, I leave you. I hope I told you everything. Next time, we're going to discuss, if I have time, I like to go back to the monology and talk and teach you how to summon in a very simple way, because that's somebody that has actually asked for that. Okay? And I'll talk to you soon. This is Jen with Jenny Demonic. Please stay safe. Bye.